Hey guys, so recently I made these little mini flip notebooks that you could put in your purse or your bag or sneak them into Happy Meal or random acts of kindness. They're just a fun little notebook that you can make with scraps. You can make these in any size that you would like. You can tear out the pages. Okay, so these are all the different colors I did just for example, and they are cute because they will stand up on like little mini bookshelves and things. So these are just some of them. Okay, so the elastic that's on here, this is a 2mm elastic. You can get them on Amazon, and the little piece that's holding it in is a brad piece. That comes from something called a crocodile, like this. And this hole on the top or the bottom will make your hole for your brad to go in, and then this hole attaches the brad itself. So this is what our bag of elastic looks like, and then these are our little metal brads, also from Amazon. Okay, I don't need to make a notebook now, so I'm just going to show you on this scrap piece. This is the smaller hole. This is the larger hole. I'm using the smaller brads. I think they are 3mm brads. So you're going to punch a hole where you want it to go, and then you have to get your string and this brad into this hole. And you can see there's only really just enough room for that. So I keep a little pair, I keep a little pair of pliers or something like this handy to help me push the ends of the string in. You want both ends in there. You can widen the hole just a little bit if you need to. Oh, I pulled the string out with me. Okay, now that they are both in there, also your little loop of elastic, this here should be big enough to go around your notebook. I just didn't want to waste more. So there's my little hole. I'm going to get this brad in there on your good side. Put the brad in on the outside. So like if this was my pattern side and this was my ugly side, put it in from the pattern side, and you'll see the elastic and the brad is on this side. And then you're going to take this tool, and it goes right in here where this little nubby goes in that little nubby, and that one's centered on the bottom, and you give it a squeeze, and then that's going to close that circle and sandwich your elastic in there behind it. Then you can use scissors and trim those away, but I don't have them right now. So that's how you're going to use this tool. This is a crocodile from We Are Memory Keepers. You can get it on Amazon or Michael's. And then the brads, you can buy the 3 or 5mm, I think they are. Don't quote me on the size. I just know there's 2, and it does both of them. It should say it on here, but 3/16 and I don't know. I don't know what the other one is, but yeah. And then for the book itself, you need some cardstock or decorative paper for the outside. This is going to be your little scrap paper that you're using for size. So my covers are the same size as my scrap paper. And then I have a piece that's about the width of my notebook that's going to be in the middle. You want just a tiny bit of wiggle room in between there. These should be the same height. I don't have my scissors over here. This extra outside border, you only need to be about 1/4 of an inch. So you could trim this down so it's about this much all the way around. I have a video filming this after that, so I'm not going to quite show it. But line them up like this on your paper, and then cut away all the corners almost all the way down to the cardstock. If you don't have chipboard, you can use recycled packaging. You could use a cereal box. There's all different types of thicknesses for that. This little pack of scraps I have is not even a good example because it's bigger than the book that we're making, and the lines go the opposite direction. But you're going to take your little paper pad and pick which seam. So I could glue here, and this book, the lines would go this way, or you could glue here. You're just going to pick which side you're going to glue, and you're going to take some Elmer's glue all or a binding glue for books, and you're just going to glue this area here with a paintbrush and use a binder clip or something to hold it together while it dries. Once you have that and it's dry, you're going to pop your little book here right open and put some glue down on the inside of this seam, and then stick your little stack of glued sheets right in there and close the cover and close the elastic. So these are just little stacks of paper like this that I glued the edges of, and then I glued the edges down into the book like this. It just glued this seam and glued it in there, and then I closed it to hold it in while it was drying. So they actually kind of look like this once you have them all glued. But this one has a little piece of cardboard on it because I'm using these for something different, just some little mini notepads. So even if they aren't completely straight, it's okay, you can trim them down after. So this is after they're glued, and then you would just take this and glue it into your book on whatever way your seam is already there. You can make them in any size. I made these sizes because I had these size paper scraps and I didn't want to throw them out. First step is to gather your paper, whether you're cutting it or using scraps. Stick it together in a nice little stack and glue one side. I'm using 1.5 by 2. I have my matching size cardboard onto a cardstock sheet with about a 1/2 inch overhang on all sides, 1/4 inch overhang, and I'm using a glue stick and a folding tool to just fold the edges over and glue them up. I did not film sticking an extra piece of paper on the middle to cover up that remaining cardboard. Then you're going to come over to your brad station, add a brad and your elastic to the middle back of each cover. Make sure your elastic is big enough for your book. You can use a folding tool or a seamer, whatever it's called, or you can just fold it in on those little indents that we left in between the cardboard to get it to fold over. Then you're going to take your little paper stacks that you already glued if you listened to me before, and you're going to glue them into your books. If not, just glue them now and you can glue them into your books after. You don't want to glue them at the same time because you want to make sure all of your pages are laying flat and getting glued. That's why you use the binder clip to glue the actual little stack itself. Just let it all sit in the notebook for a little bit with the elastic to hold it in, and then you have some little mini notebooks. That's it. Sorry that I missed some things on filming. I kind of took an old advertisement and then turned that into a tutorial. I will film a better one in the future if it is needed, and I thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you to make something fun today. Have a great day.